Hi guys, my name is Nadia and welcome to my channel. Today I have a much awaited recipe for you. I know you guys have been asking for this for a very long time. I have the chicken kebab or chicken patties recipe today. I make these for lunches all the time for my kids. It's super easy to make and it's super easy to freeze. So I hope you guys enjoy the recipe. I hope you guys get to make it, and if you do make it, then please tag me on Instagram and comment below and let me know how it turned out. Now I will show you step by step all the ingredients that you need. The recipe is more like a guideline. You can change the spices as you like, and then I'll show you how I make them. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and with that, let's go ahead and jump in the video. Hi guys, so here are the ingredients for chicken patty. Let's start with the chicken. The chicken that I use is chicken thigh meat. So ground meat made out of chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thigh. I asked for this and they just grind it out of the machine just one time because the meat itself is so soft. But there's a local shop that I go to and meat is made to order. Anyway, so this is what I use. Chicken thigh, generally speaking, has a little bit more fat than chicken breast, so this makes the chicken patty tender and soft. So this is why I like to use chicken thigh meat. As far as the spices, we have salt, turmeric, red chili. You can also add black pepper if you don't like using, or if you don't use red chili. This is garlic paste. I'm almost out, but it should be enough for this. You can use garlic powder as well. Then we have poppy seed. Poppy seed, as I have talked about it before in my previous recipes, poppy seed is a natural meat tenderizer, so I like to use this. I never used to use any meat tenderizer anyway, but then I found out about this natural meat tenderizer, so I've been using that. So as you can see, really small grainy white seeds. So what I do is I grind it up in my coffee grinder. And by the way, I don't use it for coffee. I don't really drink coffee. I just use it for my spices. That's why I keep it. I would use 1 to 2 tablespoons. Okay, then I have cumin and coriander. So I also grind this in my coffee grinder and I make a powder out of this. This is how it looks like. So this is what I'll be using. I just wanted to show you that this is how the seeds look like. This is a mix of both. So I use about 60-20 proportion. So 60% of coriander and then a little bit of cumin. If you don't want to use any of these spices, the other option is, this is a really nice spice mix by Shan. It's called Chapli Kabab. You can find it easily in any Pakistani or Indian stores. I add this, but then I also add my garlic and my coriander and cumin powder, because I don't think this has enough flavor for how I like it. And then I also use poppy seeds to make it extra tender. Alright, and then I also have cilantro, fresh cut cilantro, and then I have a finely chopped onion. Alright, let's go ahead and mix it in and I'll show you how I make it. I don't know if I mentioned it, but the ground chicken I have is about 2.5 to 3 pounds, and I am going to use the seasoning mix that I already had. Here I'm putting in the poppy seed that I have already grinded in my coffee grinder there. And because the seasoning mix that I'm using had really the whole seeds for cumin seed and coriander seeds were whole, and my kids don't like it, don't like biting into it when they go in the chicken patty. So I'm just gonna blend it to make it really fine powder. That way they won't get to taste or bite into that. So anyway, here's what I'm doing here, and then I'm just gonna put that in. Now, besides using the seasoning, I'm also going to be adding a few other things like I mentioned. If you guys don't feel like using this Shan seasoning for Chapli Kabab, you don't have to. You can use spices individually and according to your taste. Here I'm adding the finely chopped onion and then the cilantro in here as well. And then I'm using I'm going to be adding my garlic paste. I pretty much end up using garlic paste in everything. We all like that flavor, and I think it also goes really well with the Pakistani food or the seasoning. Here I'm adding a little bit of olive oil before I start mixing it in. And then I think I also ended up adding a few other spices after I mixed it in. As I mentioned, the recipe is, and the spices, ingredients that I'm showing you is just a guideline. You can definitely change it according to your taste. If you're not into any spicy flavor, you can add some black pepper or any other seasoning you like. You can add Italian seasoning to it, really anything that you're used to. But one thing that I would mention and suggest using is the poppy seed. That makes a big difference in making it tender faster and also keeping it juicy. So that has been the best natural meat tenderizer that I have found so far. Here I'm adding a little bit of turmeric and just a little bit of salt. So I ended up using the entire pack of seasoning for the 3 pound of ground chicken thigh meat that I have. And you will notice that I am wearing gloves while mixing it in because the seasoning pack that I used also had red chili in it, and red chili can burn your hands pretty quickly. So I always wear gloves whenever I'm marinating or mixing any meat. And then from here on, you can leave it on room temperature for a couple of hours, or you can put it in the refrigerator overnight. That can help it marinate it really, really well. But I think I was making it the next day, so that did go in the fridge, and I'll show you in a little bit on how I start shaping it. Alright, so this is the first thing I'm gonna be making, or the first thing you see there in a bowl is my a little bit of oil in the bowl. Then I have my air fryer pan or the air fryer bucket right there. And I directly make the shape and directly put them in the air fryer. That's just easier for me. The oil helps a lot to shape it up according to whatever shape I need, really. Out of these, I ended up making some long kebabs, which kids like to use in home and lunches with naan roll. Hamza would even use it as a snack after school or on top of a salad as protein sometimes. And this is a really good alternative for us for hot dogs. Um, my kids never like the taste of hot dogs, so I never really bring those. And you can really shape it into any other shape as you like. You can make square patties out of that. I'll be making some round patties as well, the chicken patties. So anyway, I'm just going to shape these up and then putting some oil on the top. As you can see, the air fryer will use this oil, and then I'll also add some oil on the bottom of the air fryer, about 1 tablespoon, and that should be more than enough. So I'm going to run these for about 12 minutes because they are kind of skinny. They will be done pretty fast, and I run those on about 370 degrees to 380 degrees because we like those kind of brown and crispy, as you can see it here. So I keep the heat kind of high when I run them in the air fryer. And now with the rest of the ground chicken mix that I had, I decided to make chicken patties or flat kebabs. Now these are also called Chapli Kabab in Pakistan. That's one of our recipes to make Chapli Kabab. I'm gonna run these in air fryer as well. I used to make the chicken patties. I've been making chicken patties for kids at home for the longest time since they were toddlers and since I started packing lunch for them. I used to make beef patties a lot, and now I've been making chicken. I'll really alternate between the two. So the chicken patty I also ended up running for about 10 to 11 minutes, again on higher temperature so they can get brown and crispy. When I say crispy, it's not really going to be as fried crispy, but it's going to have a really nice texture on the top. As you can see, it's going to taste like grill, like you just took it off of the of a barbecue grill, and it's going to be really juicy inside. I'm really surprised how the air fryer does not dry out the meat at all. That's one of the best things that I like about it. Here you go. Our chicken kebabs and chicken patties are ready. As you saw, they were pretty simple and easy to make. Once you have the mixture ready, this does not take much time at all. And now I'm going to show you how to freeze them. They freeze really, really well. I freeze them in the same manner as I freeze my any other grill item or meat item that I make. So once they have cooled down, instead of putting them in one big Ziploc and then having them stuck to each other in the freezer, I like to pack it individually. And for that I use the Glad press and seal wrap, and as you can see I'm making pockets in between each one of the chicken patty and pressing it down. That way you have individual baggies or individual portion size for each of the patty that you're packing. And once you have them in a Ziploc, when they're packed this way, it's really easy to pull out however many pieces you need without any trouble. Now I'm going to pack the long kebabs the same way. And this also prevents freezer burn by packing them into press and seal wrap. I know it's not a vacuum seal that I'm doing, but pressing them down and packing them individually does prevent freezer burn for up to 4 to 6 weeks. And anytime I take them out of the plastic, then defrost them and then warm them only for a few seconds to make sure that they're not drying out in the microwave. I do not try to cook them again because they're already cooked. As a working mom, this has made my life so much easier. I know I have lunch meat available in my freezer. And the best thing about making anything at home is you know exactly what you're putting in, all the ingredients, you know that there are no preservatives, and you know how long have they been in the freezer. I hardly buy, here I'm trying to show you the meatballs that I also freeze for kids lunches. So I hardly buy any lunch meat from outside. I do buy turkey, which I'm really trying to stop buying. I have to figure out how to make roasted chicken breast or turkey breast. So that's all I had for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys like the idea of making chicken patties at home. But once again, if you do get to make those, please tag me on Instagram with hashtag cool, calm, and mom lunches. And let me know in the comments below. Alright, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.